had countless opportunities to win the game. It's hard to, tonight we finally scored runs, and then the worst thing you can do with a lead after we turned the game around, we had Blank in the 7th inning walk the leadoff hitter, which scored to make it 6-5. And then in the 8th inning, Chris Matt walked the leadoff hitter, and he ended up scoring to make it 6-6. When you walk the leadoff hitter of an inning and give a team something for nothing, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And it caused us today to play 9 extra innings again. And then we had so many opportunities to win the game, and we couldn't get one hitter to give us a quality at bat. And sometimes, even once we got ahead of the count 1-0, we were acting as though we were in a 2-strike, just trying to make contact. So it is what it is. And once again, we ran. When you play 56 innings in 4 days, that's 14 innings we're averaging a game. There's no pitching staff at any level that can handle that. So we just ran out of pitching. And Marte did a good job. We wanted him to just throw the ball right down the middle of the plate, let the defense hit it, and he did a great job. But when they came around the second time and realized he was just throwing one pitch, you saw what happened. They squared it up. And it's just too bad we finally got some quality at bats. Basically, when the horse was out of the barn, we came up one short. So it is what it is. The guys are obviously tired and worn out, and we got 2 new players that'll make their debut tomorrow. I think our 4th round pick, Colby Woodensee, he'll be at shortstop tomorrow, and Gene Cohn, our 10th round pick, an outfielder. From South Carolina, he'll be in the outfield tomorrow. So 2 new additions. We give some of the other guys a rest, and that's all I got.
In the 8th inning, it looked like Chris Matt thought he had strike 3 on the guy and started walking off, and it turned out he didn't, and then he gave up the hit. Do you think that could have been?
Well, I'm not one to make excuses with the umpires.
Right.
We've told these kids time and time again that 2-2 should be an action pitch. When you go 3-2, there's just too many bad things that can happen. It is what it is. Chris Matt threw 42 pitches in an inning and a third, and he's a control artist. He was way too intimidated by the hitters today, nitpicking from pitch 1. He went 3-2 with every guy that walked up there. For him, 42 pitches should be enough to be in his 4th inning of work. He was supposed to go 2, and he could only go an inning and a third, so it is what it is.
Do you think you left the starter Huertas in for one batter too long?
No, Huertas was in for 80 pitches, regardless of the score, as long as his health was good, because we're trying to build up his pitch count. So that was all irrelevant. When he was in the game for 80, when he got to 80 pitches, then that's when we were able to take him out.
Tom, how frustrating is it when the offense was stymied the last 3 days, and then suddenly they break out, score 6 runs heading into the 8th inning, but they cannot close it out, and you guys end up losing 17 innings in one of the longest games?
Well, it's just this is what happens when you're going bad. The first 3 games we scored a total of 4 runs. We couldn't get a run on the board, and today we scored 6, and the pitching let us down. That's what happened. Everything's happening to us in the first week of the season. So these guys are picking up some valuable experience. I've been doing it so long, to tell you the truth, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm just watching them play, and we try to teach them. But I've never seen anything like this at any level. 56 innings in 4 days is unheard of. I've played in 2 games longer than that 21 inning game, but never seen something happen in such a period of time like this. And it's obvious that a lot of guys, when we had opportunities to win the game, they're pressing so bad, they're not allowing their skills to come through.
Is fatigue also setting in because of the total of innings and just the high volume of that, just everything that just goes with
that's
that?
why tomorrow we instead of pushing them harder, we banged early work, and we're going to hit in the cages, except for the new guys. The drafted players are going to hit on the field, but we're pushing everything back. Because, it's going to be 3:30, 4 o'clock before they get to bed. After they shower and eat to leave here, they got a 30-minute bus ride just to get to their hotel. So we're gonna let him sleep in tomorrow, and we don't have the vans coming to the ballpark until 2:30. Because you're right, it is more important that they get their physical rest so they can come out tomorrow and hopefully regroup. When we get on that bus Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, I'm sure there won't be a sound on it. The guys will be, they're dog tired, as they should be.
That seems to be the issue with Grocer, the Friday night at bat, the 8th inning, where he swung the pitch out of the zone when it would have been ball 4, and then tonight taking strike 3 right down the middle.
Well, from the day we've signed Brandon, if you look at his stats, the biggest problem is lack of contact. You know, he's a big, strong kid. He's got power. He's got arm strength. We've converted him to a catcher, and he's making the transition nicely, but he's having a very difficult time with the bat, and particularly making contact.